NASCAR has done the unbelievable. On Wednesday night, roughly an hour before the start of qualifying for the Daytona 500, NASCAR filed a 68-page appeal claiming that a federal judge erred in recognizing 23XI Racing and Front Row Motorsports as permitted 2025 teams. The two clubs are now battling over antitrust allegations. In December, U.S. District Judge Kenneth Bell of the Western District of North Carolina issued a preliminary injunction allowing 23XI and Front Row to receive the same awards as a chartered team while the case was being handled by the courts. Last month, Judge Bell denied NASCAR's motion to toss out the case. He also denied NASCAR's request that the two groups post a bond to cover any money they receive as sponsored teams and must refund if 23XI and Front Row lose the case. NASCAR claimed that the district court's injunction orders violate federal antitrust law, do not follow the established criteria for preliminary injunctions, and do not consider legally significant material that has not been refuted. They also have a significant impact on NASCAR's 2025 Cup Series season. These injunctions misuse the judicial power to force NASCAR to treat its litigation adversaries as its business partners and confidants, undermining the mutual trust that has fueled NASCAR's growth and success. The appeal was submitted on Wednesday, a court-ordered deadline, despite the fact that it occurred only 1 hour before the time trials for Sunday's season-opening Daytona 500. NASCAR has made no official statements regarding the case. NASCAR has stated that it will defend itself against antitrust accusations, believing that 23XI and Front Row have a poor case. The teams disagree with the terms of the charter agreement and were the only ones among the 15 organizations that did not sign the paperwork when NASCAR made its take-it-or-leave-it offer 48 hours before the playoffs began last season. NASCAR does not believe that not liking the terms of a contract constitutes an antitrust violation and is prepared to see the case through to completion. If 23XI and Front Row win, NASCAR is likely to eliminate the charter system altogether rather than negotiate new ones. Despite the fact that every other team owner agreed to sign a new charter with improved terms, the two owners refused. This prompted questions about a number of rules, but not the mutual release, NASCAR stated. NASCAR eventually withdrew its offers to plaintiffs and moved forward with planning its 2025 Cup Series season without them as chartered teams. So 23XI and Front Row turned to the courts, attempting to transform the charter's standard release provision into a trump card to belatedly secure, outside of negotiations, the charters they regretted rejecting, even though neither team owner ever raised that provision as an issue in 2 years of charter negotiations. With neither the facts nor the law on their side, 23XI and Front Row argue it violates the Sherman Act for sports enterprises to include such standard releases in their agreements. The district court took the bait. The deals that teams requested and received in 2016 are what is at risk. A charter ensures that every car that joins up receives a seat in the field each week, as well as prize money and other financial incentives. Each race features 36 confirmed entries and 4 open berths for cars without charters. Because 23XI and Front Row did not sign the charter agreements, NASCAR believes they should be open cars. NASCAR also refused to allow the two teams purchase charters from the now-defunct Stewart-Haas Racing. Each team purchased a charter to add 3 automobiles to its organizations. If Bell had not issued the order to accept the two teams as chartered for 2025, all 6 cars from each group would not have been automatically entered in the Daytona 500. Tyler Reddick, the regular season champion last year, Riley Herbst, and Bubba Wallace all drive Toyotas for 23XI. Zane Smith, Todd Gilliland, and Noah Gragson drive Fords in the front row of the field. According to NASCAR's Wednesday brief, the court's order included both the newly requested relief as well as additional relief never even requested by plaintiffs, that NASCAR approved 23XI's purchase of a charter from SHR. Among the impact of the preliminary injunction, NASCAR stated is, the fact that plaintiffs can now obtain charters months after NASCAR withdrew its best and final offers, and on different terms that plaintiffs prefer, is significant for NASCAR and NASCAR competitors. After plaintiffs declined to sign the charters, NASCAR recalculated race purses, reassessed the number of available race positions, and communicated these updated details to 2025 Cup Series participants. By securing charters, plaintiffs have hit the jackpot, more races and more prize money, even though they deliberately declined NASCAR's now withdrawn final offers, and other teams had already begun strategizing for a 32-charter 2025 Cup Series season. At this point, NASCAR would prefer to extend the perks of the 2025 charter to owners committed to enhancing NASCAR's competitiveness with other sports for fans, sponsors, and media dollars, rather than owners that undermine NASCAR's brand and seek advantages over other owners in charter terms. Even so, Hamlin does not appear to be disturbed. Denny Hamlin will begin his 20th full-time NASCAR Cup season with Sunday's Daytona 500. Many drivers have struggled in this race, but Hamlin appears to be having no issues at all. Hamlin has a connection to the Daytona 500 that other drivers only wish they had. He has won 3 of the past 15 500s, including back-to-back victories in 2019 and 2020. Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, Brad Keselowski, and Kyle Larson are among the well-known drivers who have never won the most important race in stock car racing. Tony Stewart, Terry Labonte, Rusty Wallace, Mark Martin, and Ricky Rudd, all NASCAR Hall of Famers, have never won the 500. Hamlin got off to a solid start on Wednesday, clocking the quickest time in the first practice session of the week at 187.480 miles per hour. He stated on Wednesday that the manner people try to win the 500 has changed due to changes in car styles, among other things. All of the things that I grew up trying to learn to be really good at, that is, foot on the gas, trying to figure this thing out, get to the front at all costs, that is the opposite of how you become successful in the next-gen superspeedway racing, he said. It is how that I can slow down more to give my pit crew less time on pit road. How do I get on and off pit road? On the racetrack I feel dialed in, just as I did in the old race car. It is all of the other things in how races are won that I've got to get better at in the next-gen era. I tried to figure out what it would mean to win one, and I didn't have any idea until I won one, and I didn't have any idea until after I won 2, what 2 meant. It is all really hard to put into words, but the attention when you come back, you are in an elite class of drivers that have won this multiple times. It is just one of those things that stays on your resume forever. Hamlin is still attempting to win the Cup title, which he has been denied each season. He plans to drive all year, despite the fact that his 2311 team and Front Row Motorsports have sued NASCAR for antitrust breaches. The lawsuit has received a great deal of attention in sports and around the world. The France family runs NASCAR, and Jordan, Hamlin, and the owners of Front Row Motorsports claim that the sport has anti-competitive and exclusionary practices that are unfair to teams, drivers, sponsors, and fans, as Jordan phrased it. The most significant issues are NASCAR's charter system, which ensures that teams with 36 charters start every race. Last October, 2311 and Front Row elected not to renew the charter agreement. This sparked what has become a significant legal battle. A federal judge granted 2311 and Front Row's request for a preliminary injunction in December. This meant that the teams may maintain their charter status until the litigation trial in December. In 20 years, I've tried my best to form change in a positive manner for the sport, one that I love, Hamlin said. I aspired to be here when I was a kid, but sometimes there's strain that comes with change. Unfortunately, things just came to a head, and we had to exercise our legal action to make it happen. This off-season was all about ownership and off-track stuff. We've been very fortunate the way the timing has gone, and when court proceedings have been scheduled. For now, I'm a straight driver. There's nothing I need to do the next few months while things proceed. I can focus on being a driver. It's already a spectacle to see an international athlete like Jordan test NASCAR on the court. Now Hamlin must compete in 36 races, manage his own team, and try to coexist with NASCAR in what is, at best, a difficult situation. How does he believe NASCAR will handle him in the pits and on the track because of his off-track issues? I'm confident we'll get a fair shake, and we're looking forward to presenting our case, Hamlin said. What are your thoughts? Will they win or settle their case in the end, especially given NASCAR's newest move with the France family? Let me know your opinions in the comments section below.